This was interesting. ProPublica dropped an article that says Oathkeepers in the State House, How a Militia Movement Took Root in the Republican Mainstream. And so if you aren't familiar with the Oathkeepers, they are one of the militant groups that was very involved in the January 6th insurrection. They make up a significant wing of the Republican activist.
I have to say this. You have to get this off.
Yeah, go.
I'm willing to bet any of you a nice stiff drink that two things. Number one, the primary causes of terrorism deaths in America moving forward will be domestic terrorism. Number two, the Oath Keepers will commit some of those acts.
Yep.
That's who they are.
Yep. And so, I mean, these groups are, while the left may be shouting at, marching and shouting at city council meetings occasionally, I mean, these guys are like plotting violent terroristic acts, very big in the gun nut movement and stuff like that. And, when and I've kind of waxed and waned a little bit on this. Like, I was really worried about this under Trump, that he would turn to political violence, and kind of almost did on January 6th. Or I mean, he did on January 6th, but fortunately, it seems like some folks took it seriously. But I mean, once political violence is on the table, that's kind of it. I mean, once you're willing to murder your political enemies, stuff goes downhill real fast. So deeply concerning stuff. But what this was doing is following up on some of these people. And so I won't go into it too far, but Oklahoma gets a shout out. Kay Beach, who is listed as an annual member in 2010, is a legislative assistant to Oklahoma State Rep Jon Echols, the majority floor leader. Beach sued the state in 2011, arguing that the Bible prohibited taking a driver's license photo of her. She eventually lost at the state Supreme Court. Beach and Echols did not respond to a request to comment.
That's a scripture. I think it's in something. You can't take driver's license photos.
Thou shalt not take my photo for state purposes. I don't know. Literally, what Bible are these people reading? Is this like the Action Bible where they add awesome to everything?
It's somewhere. That's what it's somewhere. I'm not a theology, but somewhere in there you can't take a picture of driver's license. Maybe Genesis. I don't know.
How I just always, with these people, I'm always like, how cushy is your life that getting your driver's license photo taken is the biggest issue you have?
Oklahoma just now figuring out the real ID shit. That shit concerned? I don't give a fuck about the picture. I want to go on a flight when I need to. That's just
and of course, 10 years later, they've capitulated everything to it. They're doing it. It's like you didn't even ever win that argument. Anyway, these people are weirdos, and Jon Echols has her as his legislative assistant. So that's weird. And Jon Echols is the fourth most powerful Republican in the state. He masquerades as a moderate, even though he is deeply conflicted in all the ways you could possibly be conflicted. He is the owner of Turnkey Medical, or one of the owners of Turnkey Medical, which owns all of the contracts for county jails in the state of Oklahoma to provide medical services. So, I mean, this guy, and he's running around with Oathkeepers, folks should be concerned. Jon Echols represents a district on the south side of Oklahoma City around the Oklahoma City airport. This is a working class, probably very close to majority POC district. He should... It is not an Oathkeeper district. I'm just going to lay it out there for folks. Should not be represented by somebody who is...
I'm happy they're not big on domestic terrorism. Stay right by the fucking airport. I'm glad it's not really that get down.
I know, seriously.
Thankfully, that's not... morning.
But anyway, so yeah, Echols continues to be... And Echols was really weirdly linked on the backside. It never came out publicly in the media, but he was really close to this Mannix Barnes guy who got in a lot of trouble for all the Western Heights drama. Echols is very good friends with I believe the superintendent or the former superintendent of Western Heights. So somebody, enterprising journalist, needs to really dig into this guy, because Echols' name just keeps coming up in progressively weirder and weirder stuff. All of it very political, and none of it good.
There aren't moderates over there, right? Like
Zero moderates.
if someone high up in your party whose legislative assistant is a member
Card carrying.
or affiliated with a white nationalist domestic terrorist group, like that is how can you deem that moderate? And in that side, like if you just look at the rhetoric, it's not I disagree with progressives or I disagree with liberals. It's that they are trying to ruin this country, and you have to act by any means necessary to stop them from ruining this country. There can be no moderation there. There simply cannot be. So, this idea of they're the good moderates on that side of the aisle, that's just a myth.
Yep. So anyway, definitely something that folks should tune into. Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.